But I think just, knowing our pet peeves and be able to voice that is much different. But to hook on to what you were saying around the emotion side, right? Like you being able to come to me and say, hey, Eric, I get it. That's your pet peeve. But like, dude, relax.
We're back.
I am. I never left, Riley.
You're just a part of the studio.
I'm here in spirit, regardless of what we do. So.
Always and everything. And it's I don't know, it's so fun because when we get to talking, we get to talking. You know, me and Haley said the same thing. Me and Nick, like we can just talk and talk and talk and talk. And the team also makes fun of you.
Well, no, they do not.
Not make fun of you.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Okay.
Well, I know I can. I know, like, and that's the problem, right? Like now I have to try to be intentional around what I say, right? Because they don't give me as much time as they used to. And I mean, I know Amy was even planning her new like meeting schedule. Like, Eric, what do you want? Oh, I want like maybe half an hour. So you want an hour? I'm like, no, I'll just take half an hour.
Half an hour, like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's great though because the team does love hearing from us and from you, and we have a lot of good things to say. Gosh darn it.
It's true. And you know what? I'm so proud of our leadership team and our staff. Because it's funny, like sitting around with our team now, like people will talk about like what they're learning about and what they're reading about or what they've recently listened to. And I'm going to tell you, Riley, like just as we've grown over the years, and I know over even the podcast for almost a year and a half now. I mean, a year and a few months, it's pretty neat. But just to see the evolution when you lead with intent and you lead the organization with a cultural, we want to develop our team. We want to empower our team. And just to see that.
And see the change in every individual and welcoming people into like new people into that vision and new teams and have them start to, okay, this is what we're doing here.
Right.
It is very cool.
When I saw even like your LinkedIn post the other day about how you took your journey of self-development and you took a book, right? Or bought a book at the airport. I know we talked a little bit, about some of these things, but like I'm seeing that everywhere. And it's really, I'm so impressed with people.
That's awesome.
And I think at this point too, and you can see it in our turnover, right? Like if we're just looking at numbers, like let's just say number wise, because, ultimately a business is built off the numbers. But I mean, we've gone from 150% trailing 12-month turnover to being right around 60% the last like 6 or 7 months. With growth and with the acquisitions and with unfortunately some divestitures of restaurants, but the message is there and people want to work for us and they're starting to want to work for us because they want to, not because they have to.
Yep.
And it's working, and leading with intent is working. But I have some bad news too.
Bad news.
I have pet peeves. I have things that bother me.
Oh, honestly, if you didn't, Eric, I feel like that's a pretty human thing to have some pet peeves.
But they've changed over the years.
Okay.
And I think as you maybe grow, right? Like we'll talk maybe your pet peeves today, Riley, if you don't mind sharing some. And I didn't know all my pet peeves, so I actually was going through this class last week where they're talking pet peeves. And I'm like, shoot, I think I know my pet peeves, but like I'm going to message like the director team and just ask them what they think I get peed off about. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was interesting.
Well, and we were talking earlier about your experience and I had one pop into my head.
Okay.
And it's signage.
Signage. So one of your pet peeves is signage.
No, yours. One of yours.
Mine.
Like outdated signage or signage that shouldn't be there. Like, and it's in there. It's in there. It's locked and loaded. So if I see something out of place, I'm like, Eric, nope. I gotta take that out.
I laugh because it's true.
Yeah.
And see, like, this is where I'm telling you, like, it might be better for me to ask more people what they think my pet peeves are than to just think what my pet peeves are.
Or make assumptions that people know what your pet peeves are.
Somebody in the class said signage, and I'm like, I get it. I get it. Handwritten signs when we have a printer, right? Like, let's just print it. Let's look professional a little bit. When words are misspelled, oh my God, that annoys me. Especially on the reader board, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever gone past a business and like it says ham? I don't even know.
Hamburger.
It just says something like something's completely spelled wrong, right?
Yeah.
And it's so evident. And it's like, do that. Or the letters are even different.
Yeah, an M for a W, or vice versa.
Yeah. See what's funny about like when you talk pet peeves, just how much energy all of a sudden like you get around that pet peeve.
Yeah, people are passionate about what they don't like.
Yeah, they are.
So why don't we share our pet peeves more often with our teams? Because here we are, we're having a conversation about it, but if Tom is always dropping fries and not cleaning up after himself, right?
Sure.
Like, I'm not his dad, I'm not his mom, whatever.
Yeah.
Freaking clean up your fries.
Right. I don't know. I think, do we just, like, you said, like, I don't like signs, but I never went to you and said signage.
Right.
Right. But, like, so how did you pick up on that without me coming to you?
I think certain examples, like, we'd be having meetings and you'd be like, anybody catch this or anybody see this? Like, you would call it out, but like not to a specific person.
Sure.
You would just be like, hey, what are we doing? Like, this was in the yard of our restaurant. We have signage or whatever it was. And I think, just overall your expectations are pretty clear. Like, don't misspell words. Don't do this. Like, that makes sense. But then sometimes there's some ambiguity around like yard signage or certain things that may be like, ooh, is that our property? Is that not our property?
Yeah.
But regardless, like, I think people just pick up on it. But again, assuming.
So do you think that's like maybe why we don't necessarily sometimes call out? But I'm going to tell you, there's been leaders in the past or people in the past, right? Like, one of my pet peeves, like if you were to go ask, and one of the directors told me, and then somehow that word got around, right? That I was asking about my pet peeve. So like literally somebody that doesn't even work for us anymore is like, Eric, your pet peeve is this. Like, you don't like this. And I'm like, what is going on here? So all of a sudden, right, like there's just this list of things that annoy me. And I'm like, I don't think I have, right? Like, one thing that really upsets me, but I've worked with people before and they'd be like, I don't like fries on the ground. If I see fries on the ground, like, we're going to have words, right? And I think sometimes people are more, they're more decisive around what they don't like. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes that helps, but I don't know if we ever, besides like maybe that intro, like, hey, here's a couple things that I like to watch for, but I don't know if we ever call it a pet peeve.
Right.
And I'd be curious around like what that conversation maybe should look like in the future. But yeah, I think the energy behind when we do, like when I ask you, we asked Haley before we came into the room and she's like, I don't like, and just her body language. Yeah. She got super excited. She was high energetic. Her tone. She like convinced us that like that pet peeve should be all of our pet peeves. Yeah.
Well, and I think you just said it. We get excited about it, or we get energetic about it, but it also can go the other way and piss us off, like you said, like piss us off, and when it elicits that kind of response from us as leaders, we got to kind of almost double check ourselves. Like, why is this making me so mad?
Yeah.
Have I trained this person on XYZ? Have I said my expectations about signage enough or clearly, or have I reinforced that behavior to that now Riley knows that I don't like signage that doesn't belong or whatever it is.
But you make an absolutely valid point. And I think as I've grown in my leadership style, like, I don't think like the fry on the ground doesn't, like, it's not my pet peeve anymore, but more, I guess, like, maybe more systematic stuff is, right? Like, I don't like signage that represents us to look and represent us in a bad way, right? So it's maybe not about the sign or the misspelling. It's more about just how we're represented in the community. Right? Like, we run these $1 million businesses and we have to be able to spell hamburger right on the reader board, right? We run these $1 million businesses and we want to take some crayon and throw it up on our COD saying speaker not working or whatever it is, right? Sure. So I think just maybe calling that out for me might be a little bit better in the future. But I know like somebody messaged me and they're like, you don't like surprises. I'm like, no, I don't like surprise. Like, I don't care for surprises. Like, when things are like the bigger stuff is happening, like, just shoot me a message, or when we're talking, like, let me know kind of where we're at. Because we're going to be surprised. Yeah. But I don't like surprises that could have been avoided. Right? Like, hey, the multiplex is starting to break down at one of our locations. But we've kind of been knowing this. So all of a sudden, when Chris Baxter, he messages me and says, hey, we're going to have to replace the multiplex.
It's not as much of a surprise.
It's like, yep, I kind of knew this was coming. But I think just, knowing our pet peeves and be able to voice that is much different. But to hook on to what you were saying around the emotion side, right? Like, you being able to come to me and say, hey, Eric, I get it, that's your pet peeve, but like, dude, relax.
Right.
Like, is that fair?
Yeah. 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 Well, and it's changing. We talk leadership, right? Like, change how you approach it. Like, you can have a pet peeve and it can make you very mad. We're not saying don't be mad at those fries or the signage. Yep. But what have you as a leader done to make sure that they understand that that is a pet peeve of yours and your expectations of those things are clear?
Yeah. When I like what you were talking about earlier before we met, like you can't fix what you don't define.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm just holding in those pet peeves all the time and I'm literally just going, that sign, oh wait, that sign, instead of just holistically saying, hey team, can we just be better about signage?
Right.
And here's why though, right? Because like even you, like I don't think you knew my why.
Yeah.
You just said Eric doesn't like bad signage.
Right.
But like there's more to it than that. So I think just for my own leadership growth too, that'd be great for me to continue developing
that extra clarity.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, nobody grabbed the sign. Cool. And dumpster, right? Like, okay, he doesn't like signs, but why didn't he like that one? Or why is that sign different than this? Like, so that extra step of clarity, is great.
I'm just gonna throw this out there too, because the pet peeve is also outdated signage. Like it is.
Let's just add that onto the signage.
Oh, can I just add that? Like since we're talking like about signage now, and you got me pissed off just thinking about right, like all the signs that I've seen over the years. Right, like when the event happened on Sunday, right, and it's 3 Sundays later, and the sign's still up, right?
Yep.
Or honestly, even the next day.
Yeah.
Right? Like it annoys me.
Yeah.
It just annoys me.
Totally unrelated, but my college that I went to, Carthage College, very much reminds me of, I designed a poster for student government, right? And it was printed and put all over campus. Eric, I went back a year later.
No.
Still up.
Yeah.
The same design.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, they liked my poster.
Right? You're giving yourself that pat on the back.
All right, cool. But then at the same time, it's like, it's still up.
Yep.
I don't even go here anymore.
Right.
And it's still up. Like, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
But
it just becomes that wallpaper.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. So. Exactly. It's just blending in.
Yeah. But I think just as leaders, right, being aware, I love the connections you were making, Riley, just being aware instead of being annoyed, right? Have I actually talked to my team, right? Have I told them why it matters, right? Can we fix what we don't define, or are we just going to be mad about it all the time? Can we share some of the whys behind those things? And apparently, just throwing it out there, talk to the people you work with around what your pet peeves are, and then maybe I can be like, for my own sake, I can be more aware.
Yeah, I was say just more aware of those things.
Yeah,
yeah, and we're talking about all these different examples, but reinforcing when people don't piss you off.
Like, there you go. That was a great sign. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. like, hey, like, good job on spelling hamburger right.
Right.
I don't know, but if we're always, letting our pet peeves again make us elicit that emotional response, they're gonna be like, oh crap, like what's his problem today, or it's back to that emotional intelligence type stuff. But if you say, hey, nice job sweeping up those fries that you just dropped,
right?
It sounds silly, but you're going to build and add to the culture that way instead of letting a pet peeve just annoy you.
Right. And it does. It rings true, right? Like people are going to recognize what you're recognizing, good or bad. So when you can see the positives and reinforce it in a different way, all of a sudden you don't have to call out how much that annoys the crap out of you sometimes.
Yeah, because they know how they're addressing it. It's like the unspoken standard is like a pet peeve. Like you're just like, you're just stomping around like, I hate when Tom does that. Yeah. But you're not telling Tom.
Right.
So talk to Tom. Yeah. Share your pet peeves with the team. Ask them what you think their pet peeves are. I love that example. I love that.
Right. Personal pet peeves?
Chewing with your mouth open is a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. That one's just like, a lot of mine personal ones are just like common sense.
Yeah.
Like, or honestly, driving too slow in the left lane.
Oh man, especially I grew up. My dad's a truck driver, or was a truck driver, and he taught me the rules of the road. And he's just from watching the people in there's a slow lane and there's a fast lane, and the fast lane's for passing. And seems like common sense.
Yeah,
but.
And if you're always going fast, you can just stay in the fast lane.
Stay in the fast lane,
which
right?
people don't like either. But.
Well, you would think, right? But no, we shouldn't talk tailgating.
We shouldn't talk about
or speeding tickets or anything else on that matter. But it was funny. Like I'll share. Like my wife, this was shared at class from somebody else. But my wife hates loud chewing, and I chew loud, right? So like my jaw clicks or whatever. Sure. So ultimately, when you have loud chewers, like I'm not doing it intentionally, but she's like, if you don't fix this by the time like I'm out, I'm like, oh no. So keep in mind, I think from a pet peeve standpoint, like some people, like there might be places where they can't fix it, but they can definitely try working on it too.
Yeah,
so be patient, be kind, right?
Of course. Again, use the emotional
Nikki.
Nikki. Oh man.
But talking pet peeves, talk to your team. It's interesting. I think the conversations that you'll end up having. So,
and I'm sure you'll find out a lot about your team too.
Yeah.
Like what annoys them? Like what are your shift leaders paying attention to?
Right.
And are they sharing that with their teams? And yes, absolutely. It's a great conversation.
Love it. Pet peeves. Thanks for bringing me back.
Of course, you're back. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us the time. Yeah. We appreciate it.
Having recordings without me is a pet peeve of mine.
Oh yeah. No. Okay. Well, let's tell your calendar.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
But thanks, guys, for listening. We will see you next time. Listen, learn, lead.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. We hope today's episode inspired fresh ideas for your leadership journey. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and keep learning with us as we continue to explore leadership in the QSR world. Until next time, take care and lead well.